Well, good morning. No graphic videos this morning, you'll be pleased to hear, but a little bit more amplification of what Jesus is helping his disciples how to live in this world and defeat sexual sin that will lead to adultery, maybe not externally, physically with another woman, but certainly in our hearts, and has the power to destroy us. So let's remind ourselves what he says. For you have heard it said, do not commit adultery, but I tell you that anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart. So if your right eye causes you to sin, gouge it out, throw it away, for it is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to be thrown into hell. Jesus wants us to understand how sin takes up residence, how sin destroys our relationship with God and destroys our life. And it begins with the eye. It is like a gateway to the rest of the body. And our eyes wander across the whole world every day, looking for a prize that are worthy of its attention. And there is only really one place that the prize that is worthy of that, and that is YouTube. YouTube uploads 24,000 minutes of new videos every single minute because they know this power of seduction. They know the power of the visual image, particularly if that image contains an image of a woman or a man partly clothed, objectifying men and women, because they know sex will sell. It will sell a car, it will sell a holiday, it will sell anything, because our eyes are drawn to it. But our eyes are drawn and then the rest of the body starts to follow. Our fingers are drawn to press buttons, to look at more explicit images or to go into certain directions. And suddenly our life is consumed with lust and our passion for God is destroyed. And so Jesus is arguing for radical action. As radical as trying to pluck an eye out, that's how radical he's encouraging his disciples to be with sin. Because he wants them to understand sin destroys them. So Piper says, be destroying sin or it will be destroying you. To covet or to cosset sin is to cuddle up to a cobra, forgetting that this cobra can bite us and destroy us. So we need to be doing an inventory on what we're looking at, and sometimes that means saying no to stuff, social media stuff that will draw us, late night television, draw us into lust. But actually, Jesus is dealing much more than just what goes through our eyes. He's also talking about our heart. And the heart is mentioned hundreds of times, 900 times in the Old Testament, 150 times in the New Testament, and it's beyond our emotions. I don't feel like. Nothing to do with our emotions. It's the seat of the real person, our reasoning, our emotions, our inner person, our character. And going back to teleos, the whole person, God wants all of our lives. A bit like a Rubik's Cube. I don't know how fast you can do this, but maybe you can email me in who's the fastest. I can't do it, but it's beyond just a superficial pharisaical one side looks good. It's the whole of our life in devotion of worship. So today, let me encourage you in defeating sin to be a worshipper. Colossians 1:15 to Colossians 2:15 reminds us of a prize, of a person that is worthy of all of our attention, all of our focus, all of our heart, all of our being, to worship him, because he is the image of the invisible God. He is the firstborn over all creation. He is the one who's lived this life, defeated sin and risen again. And Christ wants to fill all of our being in worship. So worship him today.